Did you hear how Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton responded to a question yesterday from Jordan Rodrigue? She's a Panthers beat reporter for the Charlotte Observer.
Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of an enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. It's funny.
Dead silence in the room after this exchange. Rodriguez confronted Cam Newton but says she did not receive an apology. She tweeted, "I don't think it's funny to be a female and talk about roots. I think it's my job." She also said on Twitter, spoke with him after, and it was worse. "I chose not to share it because I have an actual job to do today, and he will not keep me from that." Meanwhile, the Panthers issued this statement. "I have spoken to Jordan and Cam, and I know they had a conversation where he expressed regret for using those words. We strive as a department to make the environment for media comfortable for everyone covering the team." The NFL says the comments just plain wrong and disrespectful to the exceptional female reporters and all the journalists. They do not reflect the thinking of the league to this point, and Cam Newton has not publicly apologized.
Oh, please. He showed us who he is. He showed us he doesn't think women know anything about sports. That's it. That's it. Cat's out of the bag.
I think these athletes are young men who are, frankly, their maturity level is delayed because they've been kind of coddled that they're pretty good at what they do. And so here's a young 20-some-odd-year-old young man who actually has been very active in charitable events. I saw him at one here in New York.
You're right.
And he made a mistake.
He did, but let's not forget.
Let's hear from the women on the panel, okay? Can we hear from the women on the panel for a second?
I think she has every right to be offended because that is her job. She knows that industry in and out. I'd be offended if someone told me that I don't know anything about stocks or the stock market and laughed at me in my face on this show.
Meanwhile, you know better than most people in terms of what's going on.
Precisely because she does know what routes are and how to do this. She can be bigger than this, and it's an opportunity for him to learn. Rather than looking to be offended, which is what this culture all of a sudden is everywhere.
Women comprise.
Actually use these as opportunities for growth.
Women comprise 46% of the NFL fan base. Remember at the Super Bowl 50 after they beat the Broncos. You remember he pouted and left his media session. He was belittling to reporters. He was disrespectful, and he did the same thing yesterday. I think he exposed himself, just in case you didn't see it then.
Arrogant.
Yeah, but it wasn't just female reporters. It was reporters in general.
Narcissistic.
Sometimes these players develop into better human beings. Sometimes they don't. By the way, 75% of them end up broke within 5 years of retirement.
Yeah, there's
so they're
that
not
too.
Operating with the best, intellectual capacities here. So the reality is that I think we expect so much more out of them. They are football players or basketball players. They're athletes. They are not philosophers. They're not role models. They are just simply paid performers.
Actually, you know what? He might need to give Lindsey Bell a call to see how to allocate some capital coming up.
I could be his mentor.
Right? Maybe you can teach him a couple of things about the stock market. Jared, thank you.